real quick. So before the video starts, there has been an update. Marvel Rivals on their X have officially posted that they are going to enhance the Storm skin from a epic skin to a legendary skin. So the community backlash was successful for sure. And it is crazy because you just saw tidal waves upon tidal waves of people that were clearly pointing out a very obvious flaw, because all they had to do was maintain frame and they couldn't even do that. However, we have to give, I think, this company credit, because they were, again, on the heels of backlash. They adjusted very quickly, and then now they've given her a legendary skin, just like every other woman in the summertime skin list, right? So that's good. So they have made adjustments. I think it's a good sign of a quality company. I'm not gonna lie to you. But this video, for the most part, is still focusing about why we're here in the first place, okay? Trying to analyze various things as to why was it the call on their part, on the part of my rivals, to make this skin an epic skin, not legendary skin. And in fact, my boy did tell me, the editor of this video, Mega Buster, did let me know actually that when you went over the data for her skins, most of Storm's skins are free. If you exclude this current skin, it's her Mohawk, Rock, and Gossip Thunder skins. Those were technically the only buyable skins, because she has various skins that basically say achievements or events, even the green tokens. So she has skins, like a lot of skins that were for free. So as a character, Storm is quite interesting because you can see how, even though she is one of the most popular Marvel characters of all time, she does not get the love that the other girls get. Not even close. All right, even girls like Squirrel Girl or Black Guy, who's new to the game, or Jubilee, they're getting and will get more love than Storm. So this video is diving more into that. Again, my first take on what was going on as a whole. So if you want to see the entire kickaboodle, then continue on the video. If not, thanks for sticking about. Oh my God, it's so late. Thank you for sticking around. I'm gonna catch you guys and gals on the flip side for more rival streams and more rival videos. I hate to say it, because I love Marvel Rivals. I am addicted to this game. This game is a drug to me. The same way Joe Rogan treats LSD, this is my LSD. I love me some Marvel Rivals. Unfortunately, though, it is without question. And Guan and the dev team and et cetera, I mean no disrespect when I say this, but it's undeniable. For the summertime skins, you guys treated Storm with a lot of disrespect. It is what it is. Storm got shafted. She is the first woman in the entire summertime skin lineup to have only an epic skin instead of a legendary skin. And right now, the question that I see buzzing around this release is one thing: is Marvel Rivals racist? Is Marvel Rivals, the game that I'm addicted to, the game that I think is fire, is this game treating unfairly some of the black characters in the game? Now, I'm not saying that it is or isn't. What I am telling you is that it's getting so bad that we have things like this going on right here.
I'll be crying if I look like that too, bro. That's fucked up what they be doing to y'all. I ain't even gonna hold you, bro. I be saying that's fucked up. Like, bro, you probably had the full washing set. You should be fired probably if they ain't cut your shit. Fuck it though, bro. It's your life.
Yeah. It's not looking pretty at all. Storm, I thought going into this summertime skin lineup, like every other girl, including even Lady Loki, I thought guaranteed Storm was going to get a summertime skin. And to be fair, the skin does look nice. So when you see the skin right here, it's a good skin. You have the nice MVP, you have the pose, you have the cool emo where she's, I think it's what, waveboarding. And then you have the, right here, you do have different variations of her skin, where you have the red and then you have the dress with a very nice flower. She looks very, very good there. Then you have the middle one where it's the yellow one. You have without the dress, you have the shells, then you have the nice necklace. They have another version of the yellow one where instead of necklace you have a choker, and then you have also the new bracelet. So she does have a very nice skin, though I would say these two right here, why not just make it, let's say, like white or black, you know? Like, why not just change that color? I'm not too sure why they didn't do that. But either way, she does look amazing. That's without question. However, the problem is this right here. The problem is that when you go to the ability set itself, she has no new sound effects, no new VFX, nothing.
Of the goddess!
And the crazy part, Guan, I love Marvel Rivals, Ji Young. The balancing needs work for sure, but brother, what's going on here? You have Storm in the middle, the goddess, the queen, one of the most popular mutants in history. Storm is in the middle with the worst skin. The other two, Magic and Scarlet Witch, have genuine legendary skins with not only alterations of their whole shtick, but also their hair colors too, get different hair colors. They also have VFX that are aqua based. They have true legendary skins. Storm only gets an epic skin, and this is brutal. So much so that the comments, oh man, this right here was ridiculous. Storm finally gets a skin and they give her a here damn ass skin. Dude, you have Shannon Sharp crying like, brother. You have right here, she controls the weather. Y'all couldn't think of anything for alt VFX?
What the fuck are you doing?
Woo! I mean, it's like, really? She controls the weather, and you would think in a beach summertime themed skin, she would slap because her powers make so much sense. No special. She has more water effects with the Jeff team up than she does in this skin.
Healing rains.
Like, what are we doing right now? The first female summer skin to be an epic, and she's the only black woman in the game. That's 13,000 likes. It's almost ratioing the actual post itself. You can see that people's opinions about what's going on right now are pretty bad. Because keep in mind this fact. It's a summer skin, not a Krakoan resort skin. Because I checked. Because Squirrel Girl has a summertime themed epic skin. Not legendary. But it's in the same vein as the Thing's Thong skin. Where in the Thing's Thong skin, that's a Krakoan resort skin. Not a summer skin in the same vein as every other Ghost Rider we've seen the entire story. Or the entire game. Not story, game. Unfortunately, Marvel Rivals for this situation with Storm look pretty bad. There have been other various issues too, like for example, when it comes to the wedding themes or the pairing themes of Marvel Rivals, you can see how Fantastic and Sue have legendary skins based on that and a whole event. The same thing goes for Gambit and Rogue, but you don't see that for Storm and Black Panther. They have an epic emote, an epic MVP, no fanfare, nothing. No fanfare, nothing. So it's not about, let's say, the power of the characters, you can argue, because I argue that BP and let's say Storm pretty strong characters in the game right now. And if you really want to slide them in there, Cloak, via Dagger of course, are also pretty strong too. And Cloak does have a legendary skin via, Dagger, right? They're the pairing. But the fact of the matter is that it looks really, really bad because you can see how there's nothing. Oh, I mean, we have the Family Guy. We have Denzel Washington closing the door right here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, this is the crux of the issue. Come on. This looks horrible. Even female Loki, legendary across the board, except for Storm. Now, Squirrel Girl isn't in there, so Squirrel Girl right now you argue is getting shafted too, because there's no summertime single Squirrel Girl. But at the same time, we knew that Storm was coming. They announced that Storm was coming. And the expectations for a Storm skin to be legendary, like every other skin, makes a lot of sense given the consistency. But there's none here. So, why? Why give Storm an epic skin when every other girl has a legendary skin? What's going on there? And I think it all comes down to the sell rate. That's what I think. We don't know. We have no idea what those numbers are. Meaning there are no analytics right now that I can look up, that anyone can look up, that show you, hey, here are the characters that sell the most skins in Marvel Rivals. You just can't do it. However, what we can do is maybe infer a few things based on, number one, the hero hot list. When you go to the hero hot list, you can see that there are some pretty low ranking characters in the game. And one of them, let's go on console, my stomping grounds. Console, you can see Quick Play right here. One of the lowest ranked characters, the second lowest ranked character in the game for usage is Storm. Storm only has a 2.3% pick rate. She's very strong. She has a 56% win rate, but that's not important here. What's important here is the pick rate. You can see where on console, she has, among all the females, she is the second lowest at a 2.3 pick rate. On PC, with all ranks, she is the lowest ranked girl at a 2.27 pick rate. She is one of, if not the lowest picked character in the entirety of Marvel Rivals. So that could explain why, in some sense, she has a epic skin, not legendary one. Because the bottom line here is about money. I don't think that Marvel Rivals would ever want to alienate a certain demographic of people from playing their game. Now, folks may say, hold on though, the Latinas, where they at? That is true. I don't see any Latinas in this game. I've seen a single, in fact, I can't think of a prominent Latina in Marvel at this point in time. I just can't. But Storm is a very prominent character in all of Marvel. However, in this game, Marvel Rivals itself, she's not picked that much. Now, there is another character that's pretty low down the list too, and that's Black Cat in terms of the women. And Black Cat is pretty low on PC in pick rate, and on console pretty low too, actually lower than even Storm. But my guess here is that she's only picked that low because she is a hard character to play. Storm, I think, in terms of the gameplay loop, is a boring character. Black Cat's just a hard character. So you'll see more Black Cat players play in higher ranks than, let's say, in lower ranks, because Black Cat is going to be, by then, more sorted out with the higher skill players. Of course, in totality, when it comes to skin purchase, that doesn't matter. But you can argue, though, for example, do you sometimes buy skins or characters that you don't play? I would say with Black Cat, it's likelier than Storm, because Black Cat as a character is more sexualized than Storm. Keep it a stack. When it comes to character models and character focus, Storm is way more of a domineering figure that lords above everybody else as she flies around, creating the storms of lightning and wind and so on. Black Cat is by nature a very sexual character, and because of that, people will probably buy her skins even though they don't play Black Cat. And when you go over to this right here, the Marvel Rivals skin most played, Storm, you can see, has a few skins that are pretty prominent for her character, and they're like in the tens of thousands of matches. But then let's say, for example, if we go over to Black Cat, you can see how Black Cat, she actually ekes out Storm a little bit right here, where she has a skin, this one right here, with the tight, latex and the gold and the diamond. That skin has her at 35,000 matches on the Rivals tracker based on 4 hours ago. Now, she does have 3 legendary skins, but they aren't those prominent skins for her. It's actually this skin right here. For other characters, let's say, for example, Invisible Woman. Invisible Woman right now has a lot of skins, right? You can see 60, 59, 51, and a lot of these skins are pretty sexual in nature. We have this one right here, the bikini skin. You have, of course, the Malice skin. You have the other version of the bikini skin right there. Another one right here at 60,000. So, like, she has a lot of skins. Even right here, you can see how she has more matches played with that skin than even Storm does. Because Sue, you could argue, is not as boring as a character to play as compared to Storm. Storm is more boring to play than Sue. Another example, let's say go to Squirrel Girl. Squirrel Girl, she has 68,000 match plays with this skin right here. They have 49. They have 17 for, let's say, her Sunshine Squirrel. So at the top of there, but like you can see how Squirrel Girl, in terms of her other skins, she beats out Storm in terms of the matches played with these skins. Folks are playing characters like Squirrel Girl and Sue way more than they are playing Storm, who's down here at a 2.3% pick rate. So Black Cat has more matches played with a certain skin compared to Storm, even though Black Cat on console is used less overall. You have other characters that are other women. Even characters, let's say, for example, like Psylocke, who I did check, you can see her matches played. There's actually less compared to Storm, but Psylocke has a huge breadth of skins. Like, her skin pool is insane. Her skin pool is absolutely off the charts in terms of how many skins she has 22 skins. So even though she has only 16, 13, 13, 12, 12, 12, it's a much larger sample size than someone like Storm, who has less skins overall than Psylocke. If I go to Magic, it's not even, I mean, should I? Do I need to? Do I even need to do this? It's not even fair. She has skins that are consistently 40, 40, 30, 30, 30. She's beating Storm in orders of magnitude based on the skins. And she's even here, she's still in the 28s. So I'm thinking we have no idea how many skins are being bought by the masses for all these characters. But I would say without question, they have to adjust her skin. The backlash is there, and it's there in spades. What they could do at the very minimum is that they can, let's say, do an enhanced epic skin, where let's say they give you effects. You can have a new ultimate ability with water and that kind of stuff. Maybe add some pine trees in the mix too, so it's more of like a natural disaster type of thing. Something of that sort. Just so you can appease people, because it does look very bad. All right, I can run defense all I want to for this game that I am addicted to, but I ain't gonna lie to you. It looks horrific. It looks really bad on the part of Marvel Rivals to give the only black woman in the game an epic skin among the summertime skins, which have been consistently legendary. And it may not, again, there's a very, very, very strong likelihood that it doesn't involve racism. It could just be simple negligence. Yeah, absolutely. It could be simple negligence where they weren't thinking about it. Like, let's say, for example, the same way that we in the West wouldn't care about, let's say, how China feels about other countries around them in terms of their relations and tensions, like Japan or Korea, which they are very, very extreme, obviously. Or let's say how they would feel about the discrimination between the rural class in China and the urban class in China, which is a thing too. Just how we don't care about that kind of stuff, they probably don't even care about racial discrimination and tension between various races in America. That's very possible. I'm trying to be a little bit more mature about it, because at the end of the damn day, it doesn't behoove them to have the community at large be upset. It does not. So I am hoping that in the future, in the near future, they do make adjustments to Storm's skin, or they give her a very dope, like a fire legendary skin in the near future, because it's there are thousands, tens of thousands of comments in that post that are just grilling Rivals. All they had to do was maintain the status quo. All they had to do was give Storm a legendary skin like every other girl, every other woman in the summertime lineup. What? I'm baffled. I don't understand that. Like, just why not maintain frame? Even if it is the bottom dollar, even if it involves money, take the loss on the Storm skin anyway, because it shows a level of understanding about the community base that you have that are playing your game, because a lot of people are minorities who play this game. Think. Come on. Y'all can do better than that. Y'all can absolutely do better than that, okay? So hopefully in the near future, they adjust that, where they give it, let's say, another skin, or they enhance the skin, plus they make a legendary skin, because it looks bad. I'm trying to be as mature as possible, because I really do believe that's not anything that's involved, let's say, racism. I really, really do. But it looks horrific. I am way more hopeful, optimistic than pessimistic, because this company, NetEase, and this game, the devs and so on, they do listen very close to the community. They do. When it comes to events, patch notes, skins, you name it, they tend to be on point. And for that, I have to respect them. I definitely do. Let me know your stance on the topic at hand. I'm gonna catch you guys and gals on the flip side. Again, I am more optimistic than pessimistic, but it does look bad. Marvel team, it does undeniably, yeah, it looks horrific. Peace out, stay safe, have a nice one.
What?